I wish we had never gotten off the gold standards, but we are. This is where we are. And as that old adage, I think that old adage that you can never go home again really applies here. I think it's going to be a really, really tough thing. But according to a Forbes article that I saw from November of 2023, 43 states have already adopted legislation that allows gold and silver to be used as currency. And they followed the lead of Utah. In 2011, Utah passed the Utah Legal Tender Act that gave gold and silver status as a currency. So what most of these states do is essentially remove the capital gains tax and the sales tax that was applicable to use gold and silver at the state level. I would say that there's several reasons why it hasn't taken hold as much as one might think it would if returning to the gold standard is such a great idea. The federal government still views gold as a commodity and they charge a capital gains tax on it. So this is the same issue that I have with crypto as a currency, because if you exchange your gold or even your crypto for something else, it's considered as a sale of a commodity. And if your gold or your crypto is worth more whenever you exchange it to purchase something than whenever you purchased it, then you're subject to you could be subject to a federal capital gains tax, which may not necessarily be like the most terrible thing in the world if you're still ahead. But I tell you what, it does make your taxes much more of a headache. And with the fear that most people have, probably rightly so, of the IRS and getting an audit, because I can tell you from personal experience, it's not fun. I think that acts as somewhat of a roadblock for this really taking hold. Some of the challenges with using gold and silver as currency is the usability of it. So the denomination. The smallest fractional gold coin in history was about 4 grams. That is quite small. Today it would be worth about $250, which is far too large to, go to, suppose you go down to the grocery store and your bill is $50 and you have a coin that is $250. What are you going to do? Give them your $250 coin in exchange for some of the dollars that you were trying to avoid in the first place. That's how you're going to have to get change if they can even accept it. Then there are security issues, processing speed, settlement, reliability, and even customer service issues that all have to come into play. And then there's the big issue of cybersecurity. Can you imagine walking into a grocery store or the mall or a car dealership with a pocket full of gold or silver coins? I mean, one, you run the risk of somebody coming up to you at gunpoint and taking all of that money, but where are you going to store all of this stuff at home? There's some real logistical issues. I just don't think that going back to the gold standard is super feasible. Even though it may be a good thought, I think it's more of a pipe dream. If you're looking at gold as an investment, I will say that there are still plenty of other investments that beat gold's return, even though gold has been in the news quite a bit lately. It's hit some new highs, but the S&P 500 on a 1-year, 3-year, 5-year, and 10-year basis still pretty much blow the returns on gold out of the water. So, gold is considered to be a hedge to inflation, but so are commodities, so are the companies that use commodities.